This is Sexy Funny Raw, the podcast with me, adult film star and comedian Silvia Saige, here to discuss what you've only dared to ask Google. Undress, unzip, and unwind. The party starts now. Welcome back to another episode of Sexy Funny Raw. You guys, I am so excited today because I am joined by the sexiest co-host I could possibly have. It's one of my favorite human beings in the whole wide world. Welcome Reagan Foxx to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Reagan is you have been a lover of mine, although it was awkward, but Reagan is a good friend of mine, but for those of you who don't know her, she has been working in the adult film industry for the past 4 years now. Yeah? She's a year shy of what I have. Just to let you know, I'm a tiny bit up on you. And but she's up on me because she's been nominated for how many different awards? I think we had 4 different nominations, like Hottest MILF. Sorry, we had slight technical difficulties, so I'm having to read the show off of my phone today, but it's not that big of a deal. MILF Performer of the Year 2018 and 2019.
Correct.
You started with My Free Cams.
I did.
And then came into pornography.
I did.
You had such amazing success on My Free Cams.
I did.
I have to bring it up to your face like a penis. There.
Wait a minute.
She knows how to do this.
I thought that today was my day off.
Not with me.
My Free Camming is very fun. It's a great way to kind of learn about yourself and figure out new things. And I had a good time.
And it went so well.
It did.
That she was basically so desired that we had to bring her into pornography. And then she's just shot to the top. You shoot for every major company. I'm always in such awe of this woman.
Well, I was the girl that said I never wanted to never wanted to do porn. So
really? Oh, I hate camming. So
I never, ever wanted to do porn. Everyone would say, hey, you've got to do it. And I'd be like, nope. I actually started My Free Cams the same exact time as Kendra Lust and Cherie DeVille.
What? I didn't know that.
And because I would watch them. We were all new together. None of us knew each other. But
wow.
I was always the one that said, no, I'm not going to do it. And they would say, we're doing porn. And so look at the difference.
Wow.
Those years make.
That is so crazy. Mm-hmm. Are we bringing up pictures of how sexy she is?
Oh, jeez.
I know, it's so amazing. We get them from everywhere. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our guest for the day because our guest is someone very new to my life, but still very important to my life and someone I idolize nonetheless.
Whoa.
So I absolutely do. So our guest for the day, DJ Demers, am I mispronouncing your last name? I didn't want to.
However you want to say it. I don't really.
How do you
nitpick.
say it?
Demers.
Demer, okay.
I say it different every time, too, so nobody knows how the hell to say it. I don't know my own identity.
Throw people off their game.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
However you feel,
that's what
the
it
correct
is?
way,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, DJ, if you don't know, is a comedian, and you were on Last Comic Standing, correct?
No, America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. See, that's why I need this printed in front of my face. I keep even unlock my phone over here. Okay, so it was Last Comic Standing. I'm so sorry.
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. I said it again the wrong way.
America's Got
Can't read it. I'm giving up on even reading the sheet because I can't do it. Okay, so tell everybody about that because you were doing comedy for how long before you got into that?
That was a couple years ago, so I think I was at 7 years when I got that.
Wow.
I had already done a couple things like Just for Laughs and Conan, so I had
and you've done Conan
TV.
a couple times.
Mm-hmm, and I'm doing it for a third time tomorrow.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I just found out on Friday.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, pretty
How
new
did you,
information.
your agent?
No, they just reached out to me directly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so incredibly flattering. Do you see why he's inspirational to me? But I will say, not that it has anything to do with your comedy, but you are a deaf human.
Lowercase d deaf, like not full deaf, obviously, because I'm talking to you right now.
Right.
Because I've had like full-on deaf people get mad at me for using the word deaf.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because
Yeah.
you're not to the fullest extent?
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
So
I
hard
mean-
of hearing is the term.
I'm not going to say that I don't understand that because when comedians have done 3 open mics and then they call themselves a comic, I'm like, you're not a comic! Because you
I'm
haven't
sure it's a
done
similar thing
enough.
in porn,
I
right?
was just going to say, it's just like the girls that do one scene. Oh, I'm a porn star.
Yeah.
No, honey.
No, you're not.
No.
Sit down. That's how the deaf feel about you. They're like, you're not deaf. Sit
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
You can hear. My producer was worried because he was like, how is he going to be on a radio show? And I was like, he's got a hearing aids. Like, he's adjusted.
Yeah, I mean, that's the term deaf confuses people, right?
Yeah.
And my name DJ confuses people, too. I've come to shows where they thought I was going to play music for
You're going to
them.
be mixing.
Yeah, I'm just confusing people all over the place. But
That's okay, but you're also incredibly talented. You're one of
Thank
the
you.
funniest humans. Like, that's why the first night I saw you do comedy, I was like, I got to know who that person is.
And
Graham-
then we hung out on the patio after, and I spilled your drink.
He did spill my drink, but you bought me a new one.
That's true.
Yeah.
I did, but I don't want to take away from my chivalry, but they actually gave me the drink for free, so no money was spent on that new drink.
I didn't need to know that.
I know.
I
shouldn't
felt
have
really
said it.
good about the fact that you were such a gentleman.
I was going to pay for it. I had the money out. and
You
they
had the
said-
best of intentions.
Exactly, yeah.
I
You know what? I
appreciate
shouldn't have
that.
said that. I paid double for your drink, actually. It was crazy.
Did you tell him you spilt it, and that's why you
I
needed a
did,
new
yeah.
one? Oh,
And the
okay.
bartender happened to be a guy I played basketball with a couple times, so it just worked out nicely that I was able to repay you without
Got it.
having to. You know, I shouldn't have mentioned it. You know what I mean?
Now I know. Now
You
I
know,
know
it's
what
like-
our friendship really consists of.
It's like when you tell someone, "Oh, I like your shirt," and they're like, "Oh, can you believe I only paid $5 for this at a thrift store?" You're like, "You didn't need to."
That's what I tell people all the time. She was complimenting my wardrobe, and I was like, I spend no money on clothes.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, very minimal. I actually bought all of my dresses for AVN weekend. Like AVN, GAVN, XBiz, everything. I spent less than $200 on all of my dresses. I'm a thrifty girl. I'm so thrifty.
Did you rent it for like the runway?
No, I didn't. I just bought it off a really cheap site. We'll see how it looks
Okay.
when it shows up to my door, but we'll see.
I'm excited.
Is that coming up? Award season?
Yeah, it's
Yes?
January is award season. So it's like,
Ah.
it's,
Do you know if you're nominated for anything yet?
we find out nominations
Next week.
Yeah, very soon.
Right. And they're
So
back
is
to
it-
back.
Do people vote for you? How does the
Yeah, the fans vote.
The fans
fans
vote.
vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can nominate us at AVN. Hottest MILF. I don't know how you're not going to win it because I love Kendra Lust, but I feel like she's not working as much now. And she's won the past like 5 years in a row.
You're correct. She isn't working as much. However, there's more things that go into it that have to do with
Politics.
politics and money.
Well, that is insane. How did you feel when you first came into the porn industry and you had your first audition into porn? Because I know for me, and I feel like a lot of people, our first porn is a truly is a casting couch. Was yours a casting couch?
I spent a day going around to the different directors.
Go-sees.
Go-sees.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe half of them asked me to undress and they took my pictures.
Yeah, that's what go-sees are. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. So you go and see producers. And when you get there, what you have to do is you basically speak to them and be like, hey, this is what I am. I'm this many years old and blah, blah, blah. And then you get naked and you spin around for them. And then they decide if they want to shoot you.
Right.
How effed up is that? It's so degrading,
It
I
is.
feel like.
Especially when
Like,
they take pictures. They,
yeah. Can I
Yeah.
see you front and back? And I'm like, ew, you nasty old man. I will never be naked for you. Because that's what it is. It's nasty old men and one woman who will never cast me for whatever reason.
There is a group out there, or I won't mention it, but even if you're an established performer and they've not shot you, they still expect those pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And so I kindly say, can you just look at me on Twitter? And if they say,
Right.
no, we need these for our files. And I said,
Well, then I don't need to do it.
I don't need to do it.
I've said the same thing to people too. They're like, "Can I get the naked front and backs?" I'm like, "I'm naked on. I have 500 plus videos online. Like,
Wow.
find my body.
Yeah.
There's ways to see it inside it too, if you want to really get in there. Done some gaping scenes where you can look all the way up the colon to like
Well, I mean,
second position.
let's ask DJ, do you like gaping?
Do you like gaping assholes? Do you know what we're talking about?
Oh, I know gaping assholes. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Personally.
Not my thing.
I
Not my
don't think
thing.
it's anybody's thing.
No,
Who wants to
it's
see
so
into
popular
it?
though. Like I see it all the time on the sites.
They make us do it. And they're
Really?
like, yeah, they're like, we're going to gape. Are you ready? Are you ready? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready because when you pull it out, I don't know what's going to happen as well. I don't know if I'm going to fart. I don't know if there's air left up inside there. I have no idea. I don't know if lube's about to drop out. I have no idea what's going to happen, but put the camera there. Like, let's all find out together, you know?
Yeah, you would hate to fart in someone's face.
That happened to Reagan recently.
Did that happen to you?
It did, actually.
And keep
this
going
past
with the
week.
story. Tell the people. They need to hear the story, Reagan.
Oh my gosh, what if she listens?
You don't have to drop her name.
Okay, well,
You can drop it to me, but
it was a threesome scene, and so she was on riding cowgirl on him, and so I'm behind her and I'm just down there, and the guy's telling me
because
what to
usually
do.
we're coaching.
Correct.
As older women in the industry, we coach the younger girl on how to have sex. So keep going.
And she was riding up and down as I think I was sucking on his balls, and she farted in my face. So I promptly kind of just pushed back a little bit, and I was just rubbing, and he reaches around and grabs my head and sticks me right up in it. So I
Wanted you
And
back
it was a
in
smelly
it.
one?
You tried
it was
it
in my mouth.
Oh, it's not
my
good.
tongue was out.
These are the things people aren't thinking about when they're watching porn.
No.
Like, you guys are...
You guys think it's all magic. There is a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
There used to be a guy, I forget his last name, but he had a blog called Christian Sings the Blues. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
He was a porn star named Christian something. And I remember this from when I was like a teenager, maybe. I'm 33. It's just like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And he had a blog where he would detail every day on the set. He was like, I had to go, shoot a threesome or whatever, a gangbang, whatever he was doing. I don't know where he went, but that was my first kind of experience with like what you are going through on a day-to-day basis.
I always tell people, if you just like listen, like it's not anywhere near as fabulous as everyone wants you to think it is. Actually, my girlfriend, who is the reason I got into adult, she's no longer in because she thought it was going to be what I thought it was going to be and what everyone thinks it is, like dicks, and everything's messy, and it's like that's all you do all day long, and everybody's just fucking, and there's drugs and alcohol, and that's why she got in, and I was like, that's why I don't want to be in. And then I got in, and I was like, oh, it's paperwork, and everything is so professional, and we have times that we have to do things, and everything is done the exact same way, like OCD style. I'm in. I'm sold because I'm OCD as hell, so I need it to be structured. And when people aren't structured on set, I'm the one going, hey guys, we're making a movie here. Can can we get back to it?
Or you're the only one that's on set and ready to go.
Yes.
And everyone else is talking, and
Yes.
you're just like, come on,
Smoking
let's go.
weed.
Smoking weed.
I'm the biggest pothead in the world, but I'm like, if it's slowing down the process, I'm totally anti-pot on set.
Well, you don't smoke on set, do you? Would it mess your eyes up?
It depends on who I'm shooting for and how many lines I know I'm going to have. It depends on who the director is. But sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Is there a lot of pot smoking in porn?
Everybody
yes.
smokes weed. I'd say
Yes.
90% of the people smoke weed, but it's not like we're not really supposed to have drugs on set just because it's like all of.
Professional.
Well, I mean, and
We
you're
sign
supposed to give
waivers.
consent. Yeah, so we're giving legal consent that everything that we're doing we're okay with, and it's okay to go online. And if you're under the influence, that signature doesn't mean anything.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So I will say, you guys, I do a word of the day here as well. And I like to do words that I don't necessarily know the meaning to, and I like to hope that you guys don't maybe know the meaning to, and then I like to have you guess.
Okay.
So
All right.
my word for the day is queening. Has anyone heard of the term queening? Because I hadn't heard of it, and I didn't know what it was.
Queening.
Queening. It's a sexual term, just so you know.
No, never heard
You
that
don't
in
know
my
it?
life.
I didn't know it? No?
Nope,
Nothing,
no,
Reagan?
Nope.
Okay, well, it's very similar to what you experienced recently with the fart. So queening is very simple, you guys. It's just basically where you just sit your ass on someone's face and you queen them with your ass cheeks. It's queening. You like crown them with your ass
Oh.
cheeks and you're suffocating
So
them.
are you on, so
You're
the
like
crown
sitting
is
on
not
their
on
face.
top,
No,
it's-
they're sitting on their face.
Yeah, I don't
and
know if that's where
crowning.
queens like to wear their crowns. I don't know.
I
if
don't
that-
know. Queening, yeah. Well, apparently I know plenty of queens in West Hollywood who are totally okay with getting queens.
Oh, is it like for gay people or?
I
is
think
it
it's just a general.
in general?
Yeah, it said he to her on the when I was reading it, so
Oh,
it's
he
not
to
even
her.
necessarily a gay term, but it is a sex term.
Can I pick the word for the next one?
Well, I have a word for the next
Oh,
one, but
shoot.
it's not a very good one. So if
Okay.
you wanted a different word, we can pick a different word. We'll just have to look it up and see what the actual meaning is. Because a lot of times I think I know the meaning to something and then I don't. Like truffle butter was one we did recently, and I thought I knew the meaning, and none of us did. Do you know the meaning?
I'm assuming it has something to do with feces.
It's in the ballpark. DJ, would you have an idea?
No idea.
Well, for the people who didn't maybe tune in last week, truffle butter is when you go from the ass, you're correct, from the ass into the vagina. So it's the truffle butter from the lubrication of the ass going into the vagina, which you can obviously only do once because then she gets majorly sick and can't do anything else.
Why don't I just call it the bacteria train?
That sounds much less sexy.
Why don't
than
you
truffle
call it
butter.
the Dr. Ridge trip?
You're not
That's what
supposed
it
to
is.
go from the ass to the vagina,
Absolutely
right? So
not.
whenever I see that in porn, I'm wondering, what are you guys doing to be
You're
safe
cutting.
when that happens?
You're cutting.
And
And you're
wiping.
wiping.
Mm-hmm.
You're cutting and you're wiping. That's why I always tell people porn should never be sex education for people because there is so much that we do when the camera's off. You guys don't even understand that going into it. It's like you can't do these things in real life. Like, I don't think orgies are a real life thing.
Oh, I just had one yesterday.
I hate them. I did one with you. You were in one of my. You were in my
Right.
very first orgy, and I despised it. It made me so It made me grossed out.
I've warded them off, but I got sucked into it yesterday, so it actually was okay.
How many people?
There was 9 of us.
Same thing. 5 guys, 4 girls, or 5 girls,
Correct.
4 guys.
Is that the standard ratio for an
Yeah,
orgy?
but which is dumb because then there's always an odd man out who's like masturbating in the corner.
Well,
You know?
and so I asked the director why he does that, and he says inevitably if there's 4 and 4, then those people just
Stay
kind of
together.
Stay. But you're having sex for an hour. It's 30 minutes, and you get a little bit of a break, and then you do 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a lot for
And
a
they
guy.
want you all switching between everybody, and they're like,
You
move,
basically-
move, move. And so
Yeah.
you're just getting everybody's fluids
Correct.
all up in you because you're sucking dick and you're licking ass, and it's just like licking vagina, and there's vagina juice, and there's cum, and there's sweat, and it's like the amount of fluids is way more than my little self can handle.
So I was going to ask if you wanted to kiss.
I mean, hopefully you've showered. I would lick anything on your body at this point. But Jesus.
Yes, I have showered. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope so. 1 or 2.
2 times.
You got to shower that off a couple
Yes.
times. It's a lot. Have you ever had an orgy?
No.
Never in your life?
I've
Have
never
you had
even
a
had a
threesome?
threesome.
No. That's sad.
I know.
Feel like.
But if you
No, just
do, make sure that one doesn't fart in the other one's face.
Yeah, that
Or
that
just
would be a fear I never
apologize.
had.
Did she apologize
she?
to you?
No.
Did she pretend it didn't happen?
Of course she did.
Well, I did as well because I didn't want to ruin the scene.
But after the scene, she could have been like,
Hey,
I'm sorry
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
She probably was hoping that none of us heard it.
Do you know that there's a I feel like I shouldn't even say it, but I'm gonna. There's one specific performer who I know, and I've talked about it with other people. She has a reputation of farting on set all day, every day, and it's like uncontrollable. Like I don't think that she has as much of a hold on her anal sphincter as she wants to, and I think they just slip out, and I think it's like a.
Does she do a lot of anal?
I
Does
don't
that
know.
happen more if you have a lot of anal? You lose
I
control
think it kind of
over-
has to.
I would.
At
I
some
don't know. I don't
point.
do anal.
Oh, I
no?
do.
I'm supposed to. Everyone wants me to.
Ah,
We'll
it's
see.
so good. You don't like it?
I put a butt plug in the other day for one of my
Yeah.
OnlyFans stuff, and I literally had tears rolling down my face because it hurt so bad. Which is great if anyone wants to fuck me in my butt. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because it's super tight, but
Wow.
Yeah,
See, I love it in personal and professional because in professional you get paid more for it, and I'm like, I love it anyway. So it's like a win-win day for me.
you can't eat.
Oh, I eat. I just know my body well, and I just
Okay.
know when and what foods I can eat and which ones I can't. And then what's going to process and how long it's going to take to process.
That's a lot of
Wow,
work.
this is so illuminating for me.
We can do it for
So
you.
you can't eat. What's the time that you're not supposed to
Well,
eat? If
8
you're doing anal?
hours.
8 hours.
Because your body takes 8 hours to process something.
Ah.
But sometimes you haven't eaten like the day before.
Yeah.
Is what I hear.
Some girls do that. I
And
can't.
Then their scene isn't until like 6 o'clock the next night.
Yikes.
So
I would
it's a-
die. I
it's
can't
a
go that
lot.
long without food.
And what if you see gummy bears on set? I guess that's supposed to be, hey, it's anal day. But gummy bears still go through your system.
Yeah, but they're supposed to like stop it because you don't process them as quickly. I mean, because they're not good for you.
Could make them weed
So.
gummies and kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Heck
You wanna
yeah. Like the way DJ talks.
I know. I'm into it. I'm so into it. All right, let's ask some more questions about DJ before we move on to the more sexual end because we dive into sexuality on this show and it's real hard. And I don't know enough about DJ because I really don't. We haven't had the opportunity to like sit down and like talk. So, how long have you had the hearing loss? I don't want to say deaf anymore. I don't want to offend the deaf.
Say whatever you want. Fuck the deaf people, man. I'm just kidding. I've had hearing aids since I was 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so pretty much my whole life. I don't remember life without them.
So it didn't necessarily affect you in any certain way because it's just life. That's just how you grew up.
Yeah, exactly. And my parents kind of made it like, obviously it's a thing, but they didn't make it like a huge deal for me. So I've never kind of looked at myself as, I don't know. I'm different, obviously, because of the hearing aid, but I don't feel like, here's most people and here's me. It's just a little thing that everybody's got their own little things they got to deal with.
Oh, 100%.
So, yeah.
Do you use sign language?
No, I don't. I'm very bad at being deaf. Yeah.
Okay, but you do read lips. We talked about this.
Yeah.
You do read lips.
I was going to say a little bit, but a lot. Like I told you off air, like I know how much I lip read once the lights go off in a room. I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucked. Who said that?
I
Where are
have
you?
no idea who anyone is talking.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Like
to
I
me.
went to one of those restaurants. They had one in Toronto, which is where I'm from, and it's one of those pitch black restaurants. Have you heard of these before? Yeah, they had all blind servers and serving people in the dark. It's kind of like to let you know what it's like to be blind. I couldn't hear a single goddamn thing. I was just eating in silence for an hour. It was horrible.
Did you go with your wife to this?
What's that say? No, it wasn't. We weren't together at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Were you on a real date then?
No, I was with like 10 people. This job I had decided we should all go.
But really you were with no one.
Yeah, I was by myself. I was full Helen Keller up in that restaurant.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's hilarious. Oh my God. What I do love that you talk about in your stand-up set is your wife. And you talk about how when you go to bed at night, she has to be there for you because your hearing aids come out and you are just full on. You have no more receptors. If the smoke alarm goes off, you're dying in that fire.
If shit goes down, she's got to have my back. Yeah.
I love that. And how long have you guys been married now?
Not even a year. December will be a year. Yeah, still a newlywed.
Oh, well,
I
that's
guess.
great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And where did you guys go on your honeymoon?
We went, well, it's funny. We went to Hawaii a couple months ago for like a little bit of a late honeymoon. Yeah. And that was the real honeymoon. But right after we got married, I had 2 weeks of shows in Winnipeg, Canada. Wow. So our honeymoon right after the wedding was in like freezing cold winter weather up in northern Canada. So
fuck that. That does not sound romantic.
I know. But she agreed to it. And I was like, because it was already planned. Yeah. So
you're like, I'm a comic. This is what happens.
This
You're
is
going
our life
on
now.
the road.
Welcome.
And she travels with you a lot?
No, not really.
Okay.
That just happened that we were back up in Canada for Christmas. We got married on December 22nd. Okay. And then I had shows from December 27th to January 5th. So it just worked out. We had a good time in Winnipeg. When it's that cold, you just stay inside, smoke some joints, go to your shows at night, come back and repeat the process. Yeah.
And fuck.
Fuck, yes, of course. It's our honeymoon.
Right.
When in Winnipeg, as they say.
When in Winnipeg. I don't know
Lots
what.
of queening.
I was going to say.
Lots of queening.
Oh, my.
I don't know what else you would do in Winnipeg except for fuck, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know we had fun.
Well, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah. Did you ever feel like being deaf had any like hindrance on your, like on comedy, like you getting jobs if someone found out? Not that.
No, I've had some interviews when I was young. I'd have job interviews where I was like too scared to let them know I didn't hear them, so I wouldn't say pardon if I didn't. So I would just end up looking like a moron. Like I'd rather them think I was a dummy than deaf. So they'd ask a question, and I'd be like, I don't know, man. Like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? So yeah, I mean, back in the day, it might have had a hindrance when I was too shy to like speak up for myself. Yeah. But in comedy, I feel like it's nice to have something that sets you apart. Yeah. So
no,
otherwise,
definitely.
I'd just be another white dude. You know what I mean? We got enough of those.
I say that all the time because people are like, doesn't working in the porn industry, like, doesn't it affect you getting bookings? And I said, no. If anything, it helps me get bookings because I could just be a female comic or I could be the female comic who does porn. And there's where I have my shtick, and that helps me with everything. So I totally get it.
It's exciting, too. Like, so many people have podcasts, but when I knew I was coming to talk to reputable porn stars today, I was like, man, how many times do I get to do that?
You're right.
It's exciting.
Did you want to sit in the middle? Is that what you just wanted to be like sandwiched?
Yeah, I was like, why am I all the way over here? What the hell's going on?
Yeah,
I love it. What do you think that your biggest regret is to this day? And I'm going to ask you the same question, Reagan. What do you think your biggest regret is?
I don't really, I know this sounds crazy, but I try to not have regrets. I try to just like move forward.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to pick a minor one. Yeah. Wish I would have had a threesome when I was single.
I love it.
It doesn't bother me.
Wish you
It
would've
doesn't
got
keep
that
me
out
up
of the
at
way.
night, but yeah.
You can talk to your wife. Maybe she's open for like a birthday present or something.
I don't
bringing
think
it in.
so.
No,
Maybe in the beginning when we first started dating and we were more freaky deaky and
Yeah.
everything. But then,
And
we
now
fell
it's-
in love and she's like, I don't want anybody near your dick, That's my dick.
I get it.
I get that too. I'm cool with it being her dick. It's the
I'm
past.
super jealous. I'm like real jealous type. Are you the jealous type?
I used to be when I was younger.
And you feel like now you have not so much. Do you think that porn has made you less jealous?
I think being a swinger back in the day
Yeah.
made me less jealous. I would cry when I would see
Him fucking someone else.
or kissing.
Kissing is an
just-
intimate thing.
It is.
I can't. I'm still super jealous. I thought porn would make it easier for me because I'm like, well, I'm fucking people. So if you want to look at somebody else or whatever, I'm totally okay with that. And then it turns out I'm not. I can fuck all the people. You can fuck no people. That's the rule.
Are you just fucking at work? Or are you like in a relationship where
No.
you do an open thing?
I'm only having sex at work, only for money. I don't have free sex anymore. I think free sex is a waste of my vagina, and a waste of my vagina's health, if we're being honest. And nobody excites me. I'm sorry. I hope to God that one day that changes, but I have not met anybody that I'm like, I can't wait to fuck you for free. I'm like, I gotta work in the morning. And
Would you date within the industry?
also, I don't know. I thought I could try that, and I have attempted it in small little portions, but then again, I got jealous because I see them filming with somebody who I think is more attractive than me, and I'm like, well, they had more fun with that person because they've got a great jiggly ass, and I don't have that. I don't have a jiggly ass, So I just compare myself to other people. It's so bad. Because if I'm single, I'm convinced I am the greatest person you could ever be with. I love myself. I think I am driven and smart and funny. I think all these great things, and I think I'm sexy as hell. And then you put another woman in the room with me, and I'm like, God damn it, her tits are better. Like, it's crazy. I've got a crazy green jealous bone in me. It's not good. I would probably murder somebody. I mean, I want to be murdered instead, but
What?
Oh, I have a huge fantasy of being murdered. I've never told you this.
Really?
No.
No, I specifically here's my problem. And I've said this as well. I'm too slutty, I think, to be murdered because I've put myself in every possible scenario to be murdered. Like I've left with strangers from a party. I go off and I smoke weed with strangers all the time. I've gotten in strange men's cars. But when it comes to getting down to the raping and murdering part, I'm always willing to give them a blowjob or fuck them. So I never get killed. So I think if I would just resist more, I think I could have already gotten my way.
I don't even like putting that in. I would even be scared to have that fantasy
I don't
because
even want to talk about it.
No.
Oh, no, I have a huge fantasy.
I'm knocking. This isn't wood. I'm knocking on. You're not going to be
something.
murdered.
No, I want it. Why wouldn't you want that from me? I want an
Okay.
E-True Hollywood story. First off, I have no kids. How am I going to leave a legacy? E-True Hollywood story, but you got to get murdered.
You don't get to enjoy that story because you are dead.
That's fine. I can enjoy. I have a feeling. I don't know what really happens when you die, but I have a feeling that you get to at least watch your funeral. Because I feel like I get visits from dead people all the time. Because I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. But I'm like, I think if my aunt who has passed on, I think of her all the time, and I see a butterfly, and I'm always like, oh, that's my Aunt Donna. She just came to say hello. And so I think you get to watch your funeral, first off. I think that happens. And then I think that along life, you just get to check in on people, and just see how they're doing. Until you get reincarnated, of course, because that definitely happens. These are all my beliefs.
I think I would just like to throw this out there that I want to die at an old age in my bed during the middle of the night. Okay, so let's just put that up.
But
there
then
in
you
the
have to
universe.
get old.
I don't. Yes, that's okay. Well, we were going to anyway.
But that's why I want to be murdered before I'm old.
So
You'd rather be dead than old.
Yes. 110%.
What's the cutoff age for
So-
old? What's the age where you're like, this is too old, I'd
Yeah,
rather be
Well,
dead?
that just
What's
depends
that?
on what my health is, honestly. That's going to be...
I'm just hoping technology just keeps getting better and better.
It's
I want to
already
live to
getting better.
250.
Right? That'd
They
be
did say
amazing.
technology-wise that now we should be living until 130.
I don't think that we will see that.
I don't want to
but
see
I
that.
think our children could.
I don't want to have kids. So I don't care. Whatever happens to the world when I'm gone, that's on you guys.
I have a question because I'm curious. You said nobody excites you. Do you think that's because you've had so many people in the industry that you've seen it all, nothing's going to blow your mind?
Oh, wow, that's interesting. No, because I think what I want from a person is to interest me mentally and to like click with me and make me laugh and do the same things that I like to do. I want somebody who's inspiring. And honestly, like every person I meet, like I'm doing more shit than you are. Like I'm already inspiring myself. I need you to do more things, you know? Like I need someone like, I don't know, like a Brad Pitt or
We're throwing that out there too.
Imagine being murdered by Brad Pitt.
Now that would make some news. Actually, that's a new fantasy. Thank you for that, DJ.
No problem.
I'm going to masturbate to that later tonight.
Goodness.
I'm just saying. Okay, so we are going to move on because I'm not good with timing. Alexander, my producer, is not here today. I miss you, Alexander. But he's the one who keeps me going and tells me when to move on to new sections, and I don't have that. So moving on. Okay. You guys, I said it before the show. We do a section where you talk about the things that you last Googled, sex-wise in general, whether it was about sex, it was about your sexuality, about a lack of something. Maybe you had erectile dysfunction at some point and you had to Google that because your Google history never goes away.
Mm-hmm. Even if I'm on incognito?
Nope, doesn't work.
Damn, son.
Can you think of one, either one of you? Because I'll tell you mine if you want time to think.
I can think of one immediately.
Okay, go, DJ.
My balls were like quivering or something.
I love this show. Okay, go.
They were I was peeing and they were like, I could feel them like something
Tingling?
was happening for like a minute the whole time I was peeing. So I Googled it, but none of my search terms were like, I was like quivering balls. Like the internet didn't know how to help me because I didn't know how to describe what the hell I was feeling.
So you got nothing out of the Google search?
No, because I didn't know. I was typing in like shaking balls, like because I couldn't describe. It was
Tingling?
like inside my testicles felt like it was like there was activity going on.
We're gonna
for
need
like a
more
minute.
people to Google this.
Well, I was on set several months ago, and the director brought up that exact same thing.
What?
So
you're not alone.
You're not alone. I don't know what happened for it, but I do know that he was
tingly balls while he was
Yeah,
peeing.
you could feel them, and there was something.
Had you just? And I need to know what is this? A morning pee, an afternoon pee, a nighttime pee?
It was
Where
a
were
morning
you at?
pee.
It was a morning pee.
Yeah.
Did you masturbate that morning?
No.
No, maybe it was.
I try to not do morning masturbation.
Really?
Wow.
I'll have sex or whatever, but morning masturbation, I feel like when I go out into the world, everybody can see it all over my face. Like this fucking dirtbag. Starting off with
I feel the
morning
same way when I
masturbation.
leave a set, but that's usually because I have like cum in my hair and no makeup from here down. I'm like, they know. Everybody knows.
You're making money at least. I'm just
Yeah.
jerking off alone in my bedroom. Nah. Especially if I'm on the road, because I'm already lonely. I'm watching too much porn. I'm masturbating too often.
So
if I
yeah.
do it in the morning, I'm like, have some self-respect, man.
But you don't feel like it gets you ready for the day? Because I feel like sometimes if I masturbate in the morning, I'm like, I'm ready. I'm in a great mood. I'm ready to move on.
I think it's the opposite. I think my cum drives me forward in the day. Once I get rid of the cum, I'm like, why would I leave the house now? I did everything I needed to do today.
So you're just getting through your day to get home to masturbate.
Yeah,
That's what
or
you're
have
doing.
sex. But yeah, I don't. If I get rid of the motivation juice in the morning, I mean,
Oh my
what
God,
am I
that's
even
great.
doing today?
So I can't help you with your Google thing, and I want to because I want to be able to solve the issues.
Yeah,
so
you know, honestly, it didn't hurt or anything, so I didn't press
didn't
too
press
hard.
any
yeah,
further
I
into it.
I looked a couple.
I think you just had tingling balls because I think maybe your balls want to masturbate in the morning. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe that's it. They
They're
were
just
trying
like
to send me a
screaming
message.
to you. They're like, touch us. Do you like your balls played, touched, pulled in sex?
Yeah.
All the above.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
The balls are fair game. For
I
sure.
think every man likes their balls touched. I think it's a matter of how hard you're touching or pulling or licking, right? Because I think some people, because I'll go full force with some people and they're like, "Ay!" And I'm like, "Oh, the last guy wanted rubber bands on it." So I didn't know. I don't know the strength you need to use each time, you know? I'm just saying. Okay, Reagan, Google.
I don't. Mine's kind of gross.
So mine's horrific. Do you want me to go first?
It doesn't matter.
No, go.
I watched Deadpool,
Okay.
and they kept using this term, and I didn't know what it was, and it was prison wallet.
I don't know what that is.
It's just something I guess you keep in your ass.
Oh.
I don't know.
That was, so you Googled what that prison wallet
and then
was.
we talked about it on set, and so yeah.
So
it's
and that
just
makes sense though, because where else
like
are you gonna put it?
Store stuff, so you put it in your prison wallet.
Yeah, that does make sense. But I will tell you, I have a girlfriend who's in federal prison currently. That's a horrific statement to make, but don't drink and drive, people, is the conclusion to this. Conclusion. There's the word I wanted. She was telling me, because obviously I'm there like for visiting hours, and she was like, it's so crazy. She was like, when I go back through that door, she was like, I'm gonna have to strip completely naked, and they're gonna look like, literally I gotta pull my ass cheeks apart like from rim to rim. She was like, you can't just touch ass cheek, you gotta like physically get in your own butt and pull it apart because they're gonna look completely up inside it. She's like, I have no freedoms. It's so crazy.
It's like a gaping scene, but you don't get paid for it.
100%. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Reagan, I just want to say I love how bashful you are. That prison wallet was not that. You're a porn star. You do all this sexual stuff. You're like, I don't know if I should say prison wallet.
I know. I was like, I'm about to. Mine's so horrific.
I think all my friends would say I am the prudest porn star there is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just.
How's that happen? Like you just have a different part of your brain you turn on when it's time to make a scene?
I've learned to turn that part on.
Yeah.
Is that why you didn't want to jump from the cam to the...
Correct. I'm super shy.
Huh.
She really is, and that's what's hysterical.
Yeah,
What's
it's
funny
crazy.
about her, though, is she's one of the funniest, hands down, people I've ever met in my life. But she doesn't say funny things to everyone. She whispers funny shit into your ear. And it's like, I wish everyone heard you say the amazing things you just said to me.
Well, I have to feel comfortable, and then I will just let you have it. That's true.
And trust me, she has let me have it.
Oh.
And it's so good.
Well, I think you just told him it was awkward.
It was for me. We did do a scene together, and I'm like, I love you so much. And I'm not necessarily into women, so it's not necessarily my thing to like, oh, I love licking pussy. And now I'm like, now I gotta lick my friend's pussy. Like,
Wow.
Well, I already
Yeah.
had 9 other people on it, so
yeah.
this is that orgy.
No, I was talking. It wasn't the orgy. I was talking when we did.
the Vegas.
No, we did Cherry Pimps.
That's right, we did.
We did Cherry Pimps. It was a live show we did together. Yeah.
We did. That's true.
Yeah.
Was live?
And me knowing that she was awkward about it made me a little awkward.
She was like offended. I was that I was awkward about it. She was like, "Why?" I'm like, "It's just weird for me because you're my friend."
Yeah,
It's like,
But you have to work with friends a lot in your business, right?
yeah, but it's different, I guess. I don't know. I guess because a lot of the guys are my friends and I work with them all the time, and that doesn't weird me out. But I don't know. It's just different with a girl because I'm not necessarily into women. So I wouldn't typically be like, oh, I want to lick your vagina. I would love to kiss her all the time and play with her boobs. That I would love. But vagina's not my thing. It's not everybody's thing, guys. Okay. So mine. Because mine is horrific. And we're going to show you what horrific looks like. So I had to Google whether or not I could drink while I was on gonorrhea medication. Because for Halloween this year, I couldn't find a costume. So instead, I went as a girl who had gonorrhea and had to call 7 people and decided maybe it was best that she just stay home. So, and they don't sell that outfit in stores. So I had to go out and get gonorrhea to be that for Halloween.
How many times have you had gonorrhea?
Two. But in 5 years. 5 years.
That's amazing. And you probably should tell your viewers that gonorrhea is not that bad.
It's not bad. Here's
No?
the thing. We get tested
It's a
so
pill?
regularly that it's a shot in your ass.
Shot in your ass.
So we get tested every 2 weeks, and it takes 7 weeks for gonorrhea to even show up. So, and I know who I got it from now, I think anyway. I'm like 99% sure.
It's basically a cold.
Yeah,
for your
basically.
private parts.
So yeah, you get a shot in your ass, and you take 2 pills the day of, and you just abstain from sex for a
Well,
week.
when she says you take pills, you take an entire Z-Pack.
Oh, I just took 2 pills.
Oh.
Just 2.
Entire Z-Pack at once with
Yeah.
a shot, and then try to go to bed so you don't get sick.
Yeah, because it does
those
destroy
antibiotics.
your system. It really does. Like I get.
And I'm talking about this like I'm telling the world I know about this. So I should
So you've had
probably stop.
gonorrhea.
I have tested once, and I hate that I just admitted that on your show.
I don't care. I tell everybody. People STDs happen because, like you just said, it's like a common cold for your vagina, and that's exactly what it is. It's a come and go case, and it happens, and it is what it is. You don't want it to happen because then I have to take a week off of work. That's my thing. Like when I call these people and I'm like, hey, you might have gonorrhea, for most of them, it's like, they're like, oh my God, that's awful. Like, and they're so mad at me. And I'm like, first off, anytime you have sex, you run a risk of having something.
Yeah.
And I'm the most reliable person because I'm tested every 2 weeks. So you're going to know immediately if it happens, and now you can go get fixed. Like, it's not that I brought it to you. In fact, it came from an outside source outside of the industry. So,
well, when I was notified, I was actually at the XBiz Awards
oh no,
last year.
Oh no!
So we're all in line for the red carpet, and he comes up, and I just worked with him the day prior, and he said, "Just wanted to let you know, Reagan, that someone I worked with tested, so you might." And I couldn't even enjoy the show. I actually had to leave the show because I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" I didn't even know if I had it, but I definitely went and just got all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
but there are symptoms if you don't catch it soon enough. So that's the thing is men are carriers, by the way. You guys are carriers. You don't necessarily even know you have it, and then you give it to us.
Yeah, it's always the men's fault.
And so there can be discharge, and there can be
green.
burning. Oh, I didn't have discharge, so I caught it quick.
But that's what the internet said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Green.
there can be green discharge. See, we're learning so much.
Like a
learning
cold,
show.
like a snot booger in your vagina.
Yeah.
Or
and it burns when you pee.
DJ's really uncomfortable.
Are you
No,
uncomfortable?
No.
Do you want to have gonorrhea one time just so you can know?
No, I'm good. I'll just
okay.
take it secondhand
Where
from
is
you guys. That's
where
fine.
is he gonna get it?
I mean, I'm sure I can find some people. I can know. I'll just send you to the person who I think gave it to me. I'm
Did
pretty
you call
sure.
that person?
Yeah, I absolutely did. And I said, I don't know if you gave it to me or however, but I call everybody. I want everybody to know because I think you shouldn't be spreading it around.
Yeah, I do appreciate it.
So anyway, that was what I Googled, and I need to know if I could also drink alcohol while being on that medication. And the answer is yes, you can still drink alcohol while having gonorrhea. You just can't have sex with anybody. So, which, I mean, makes it difficult. So, because I'm more slutty on alcohol, obviously, I feel like. You can still masturbate, though, just so you know. But clean your toys, because you can give your toys gonorrhea, and then they can give you gonorrhea back.
Just throw the toys away. just throw the toys away.
Do you guys want to move on to questions for our viewers?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, my question from Daniel via email. He says, why is it that society seems to not take let me start again. Why is it that society seems to not take entertainers such as comics, actors, porn stars, strippers, or models seriously and look at those careers and people as inferior? Well, I didn't know that they put comics in an inferior category. Now I know I'm inferior in every way.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Have you ever felt that way? Someone's treated you?
Maybe like when I was first starting out, people might have been like, "Oh, that's cute. You're trying to."
Yeah, I
make
think
a
in the
career out of
beginning,
this.
in the beginning, it's more like, oh, you're gonna quit your real job and go be a comic, or you're gonna be a rock star. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's that. I feel like, but then porn stars, they're like, oh, there's no way that you can even hold a conversation with me. That's where we go. That's where.
Yes, and that it doesn't require any skill other than spreading your legs. But I have to say, you do learn.
Yes.
It's not like we don't have sex like we on camera that we would in personal life.
Absolutely not.
Right? So,
Yeah.
Except for
I'd imagine. I don't know. Do you guys get less freaky in your personal sex than you do?
Honestly, I say all the time in personal sex, I just need it to be like 5-10 minutes max. I only need like 3 positions at best. I do love doggy style, and I do love missionary. As lame as that sounds, I give no fucks.
I love missionary.
Yeah,
Missionary's
but
the
I
best.
want also toys in the bedroom, and porn doesn't let me have toys in the bedroom most of the time. I need several penetrations happening to me in order to get off. So I need toys. So my sex is not anywhere near the same as it is in porn in real life.
No, and for me, sadly, I just want to lay there and
Take
say,
it.
Please don't make me talk. Just let me lay here and just enjoy it.
You don't want to say creepy mommy things to people?
No, I don't want to look at you. I don't want to talk. Just fuck me.
Are you ever really orgasming in porn?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
No, you say no, never?
Well,
Even with like small
not
hands?
never. I don't want our fans to think that, but there's
certain guys where I'm like, I know I'm going to get off today. When I see them on my call sheet, I'm like, I'm going to have a good fucking day. We're going to have great sex. And even if that means we have sex when the cameras aren't rolling. Because that's when I have the best sex, is when they call cut and we still fuck.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I do try every time, but when you have a director going, okay, you need to 5-10 more seconds, and then
I know.
you do your cum, and who's going to come in 10 seconds?
I
need a
know.
little bit longer.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. And they're like, oh, can you have an orgasm now? I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I absolutely can. I can have an orgasm whenever you want it. In the middle of the show, right after the show.
You should do that with your guests.
Make them have orgasms?
Yeah. Have fake orgasms. I used to do this in camming, and my guys love it.
What?
So put on a wheel spin or whatever, and if they get it, you have to imitate.
I want a wheel spinner.
You should do that.
Yeah.
And you can actually do that on your phone. You don't have to buy one. But and then have it like do the fake orgasm. And so you have that buildup, that Harry Met Sally buildup.
I like that. I'm too quiet when I come, I think.
Like that. And then you just
See?
start
That was
it.
good.
And
Do you
have,
see?
You should have all
Wow.
of your guests. I'm giving away ideas here. Have all your guests do that.
But then it's going to be too hot in here. It's going to be like everyone's going to be going home and masturbating, and their day's going to be over.
Because if you
It's
put
late
someone
enough
on
now.
the spot, like DJ, could you fake
afternoon.
your orgasm?
He said he's quiet when he
Yeah,
orgasms.
I'm orgasming right now. This is what I sound like when I orgasm.
I was watching. There's a comic that I absolutely adore, Andrew Schultz. Schultz. God, why did I say
I
it?
love Andrew Schultz. Super funny.
He was talking about men masturbating and how men do give this like over exaggerated cum for us. He was like, that's for you ladies. He's like, we're not sitting at home going, oh. He was like, when we masturbate at home, it's like like nothing, no one's making any noise. I'm like, we do the same for you though. I feel like.
Have you, but I'm sure you have seen gay porn.
I'm in.
Men. They
so
are-
much gay
They
porn.
are so loud.
Well,
with each
because they
other.
have to be.
Okay.
It's like
it's kind of like, huh?
It's the same with
know,
us, how we're making ridiculous noises I would never make. And then this is why I can't. Have you watched your movies back?
Never.
I can't either because I watch
Ew.
it back and I'm like, would you make more noises other than, oh, fuck, oh, yes, yes. I'm like, you could have said right here, that feels nice. This direction feels nice. You could have said all of these things and you didn't. And I'm just mad at myself. It's like watching a comedy thing back where I'm like, if you would have just said this punchline, that joke would have landed so much harder. That's how I feel when I watch my porns back. Like, tell me he has a big dick. He's going to like it. I need to be nicer to my scene partners is what I've decided.
And nicer to yourself. I'm sure you're doing great. You're saying all the right
Thanks.
things.
Oh,
Thanks.
look at DJ.
Thanks, DJ. Would have really make me feel good about my porn career. Okay, so to answer Daniel's question, what do you think it is about entertainment that society has it on theirs, on entertainers, that they're just better because they have normal jobs and we have the abnormal?
I think it's like twofold. I think they put people up on a pedestal and then they also want to tear them down at the same time. So they're like, oh, actors are so great. And then the second actors start to try to say something about politics or whatever. They're like, what the fuck do you know? You're an actor. So it's like,
That's
porn,
so true.
Porn bothers me the most because everybody's watching porn.
Yeah.
And then you'll see people say like some puritanical bullshit. And it's like, dude, I know you've masturbated like millions of times to porn and now you're going to act like holier than thou.
Dudes will slide into my DMs like asking like basically to fuck, and then I click on their page and they're like, Lord is life and blah blah blah. I'm like, you're such a fucking hypocrite. All right, guys, that's pretty much our show. So DJ, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me, you got it up there, I guess, my Instagram at...
good.
Yeah, find me there at DJ...
Find me there.
Yeah, at DJ Demers, and watch me on Conan tomorrow.
Dimmers. I said Demers. I'm so sorry.
I really don't care.
Dimmers.
Yeah.
Okay. And on Conan tomorrow night. That's so exciting. I know I will be tuning in for that. That
Thank
is
you.
so
Yeah, it's
awesome.
really
I'm
good.
so proud of you. I'm
Thank
like
you very
your
much.
mom right now. So awesome. Reagan, where can the people find you?
I have an Instagram, but I haven't posted on in like a year. 'Cause
What?
They keep shutting
Shutting
all of
you
you
down, I
all-
know.
all of you all. So I don't even want to bother.
I know.
But it's the Reagan Foxx, or you can find me on Twitter, Reagan Foxx, and there's an underscore underneath it.
Got it.
I'm shadow banned though, so
You are?
good luck finding me.
Wow. Well, just look her up on Pornhub or Google. and
True.
You can find her on browsers. You can find her on Naughty America. You can find her everywhere.
I can.
And you can find her next to me because she's one of my besties.
I love her.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for another show of Sexy Funny Raw, and we'll see you again next week. 2 weeks. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Sexy Funny Raw. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sexy Funny Raw. Watch and listen to all of our episodes at sexyfunnyraw.com, making the airwaves sexy one show at a time. Until next time, stay sexy, bitches.